Who for you is looking like the class of the Pacific at the moment?
Well, see, when you look at the Oilers, that was a team that it wasn't that long ago we were talking about them like, can they even make the playoffs at this point? It was a little scary, but we knew that deep down this team had the talent to make it work. And part of that was making sure like one of their goalies could figure things out. And Stuart Skinner's obviously been able to do that. But when you've got a line and you've got a group as dominant as the Oilers have, when you've got guys like Draisaitl, you got McDavid, you got obviously Patrick Vander Kane and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the offense on this group is just as good as we've seen. And I was looking at some numbers beforehand, and Florida Panthers actually had the highest goals per game average since the lockout last season. The Oilers are probably not going to hit that amount this year, but the difference is it's kind of like it's the big guns that are getting all the damage done for the Oilers, and you see what McDavid's numbers have been obviously just out of this world, and Jonathan Huberdeau, I think, had 115 points last year to lead the team, but that was a bit more spread out. With this, it's just nobody is figuring out how to contain those top guys on the Oilers, and to me, I'm still looking at, I'm not saying still, but I think a lot of the doubts I had about this group early in the year are starting to go away. I do feel really confident about this Oilers team, especially after seeing how solid of a run that was in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, there's a cliche that's thrown around year after year. This team can score its way out of trouble. But I think it applies differently with this year's version of the Edmonton Oilers. And I think any team we've seen in the last few decades, right now, they're 4 points away, 4 Ryan Nugent-Hopkins points away from being the first team in 27 years to have 3 100-point scores. It's only been done by 13 teams in NHL history. And that, to me, is what really stands out. You just have a deeper scoring nucleus. Yes, of course, you have McDavid and Draisaitl, but even having the Nuge, who's a major power play presence, of course, who might hit 100 points. It'd be the first since Yager and Mario Lemieux and Ron Francis did it in 95, 96. So I really feel like this is a team that, even if you perceive it to have flaws, of course, we know the goaltending's been inconsistent, it might not matter depending on who they're up against in that division. So I'm with you, Stephen. I do think the Oilers right now are the class of the Pacific Division.